Viewer discretion is advised. This footage is not for the faint of heart. What you are about to witness is real, raw, unfiltered. Our investigation of Cranbrook Mental Hospital descended into a nightmare. The darkness within those walls is alive. It feeds on fear, preys on sanity. Turn back now while you still can. We didn't heed the warnings. We never do. Cranbrook beckoned, a siren song of despair. Now we're living proof of its power. This is our story.
The asylum loomed before us, a gothic monstrosity, its silhouette a jagged scar against the bruised twilight sky. The air grew heavy as we approached, thick with dread, whispering forgotten horrors. Iron gates, rusted and groaning, yielded reluctantly to our touch. The crunch of gravel beneath our feet was the only sound that dared challenge the oppressive silence. A single word escaped my lips, barely audible. Unwelcoming. The air inside was stagnant, thick with an almost tangible sense of dread. It felt as though the walls themselves were closing in, suffocating us with the weight of countless untold stories, heavy with the scent of decay and the ghosts of suffering. Every corner seemed to whisper secrets of the past, tales of anguish and despair that had seeped into the very fabric of the building. Shadows danced on the walls, cast by our flashlights, but something else flickered at the edge of our vision. It was as if the darkness itself was alive, playing tricks on our minds, making us question what was real and what was imagined.
Footsteps echoed in the distance, rhythmic and heavy. Each step seemed to resonate with a sense of purpose, as if someone or something was drawing closer, intent on making its presence known. We froze, listening intently, our hearts pounding in unison with the unseen footsteps. The silence that followed was deafening, amplifying our fear and anticipation.
Who's there? The question hung in the air, unanswered, as the shadows seemed to grow darker and more oppressive. I called out, my voice strained and thin in the oppressive silence. The echo of my words seemed to mock me, bouncing off the walls and fading into the void. The only response was the whisper of the wind through broken window panes. It carried with it a chill that seemed to penetrate to the bone, a reminder of the desolation that surrounded us. A chilling laughter seemed to cling to the air, but when we spun around, there was nothing there. The emptiness of the hallway mocked our fear, leaving us to wonder if the madness of the place was beginning to seep into our own minds.
He reached out towards me, a silent scream escaping his lips. His eyes, hollow and desperate, seemed to pierce through the very fabric of reality, pleading for a release that would never come. The air grew thick with an unspoken dread, as if the walls themselves were whispering secrets of the past. Tall, gaunt, with eyes that burned with an unholy light. His presence was both mesmerizing and terrifying, a beacon of malevolence in the suffocating darkness. Each step he took echoed through the empty halls, a reminder of the countless souls that had been lost within these walls. A shadow detached itself from the darkness, solidifying into the form of a man. His movements were fluid, almost ethereal, as if he were a part of the very shadows that birthed him. The temperature dropped noticeably, a chilling reminder of the otherworldly presence that now stood before us. A surge of energy pulsed through the room, cold and oppressive. It felt as though the very essence of the asylum was awakening, responding to the presence of the Shadow Man. The mist thickened, swirling around us, making it difficult to see or breathe. Then the EMF meter spiked. The needle jumped erratically, confirming what we already knew. We were not alone. The device's beeping grew louder, almost frantic, as if it too could sense the impending danger. Scrawled on the wall in what looked like dried blood, a single word, leave. It was a stark warning, a desperate plea from those who had come before us. The message was clear, yet we felt compelled to push forward, driven by a morbid curiosity. Restraints lay open on a rusting gurney, as if waiting for their next victim. The sight was haunting, a grim reminder of the asylum's dark history. Each rusted buckle and frayed strap told a story of pain and suffering. Deeper into the asylum's bowels we ventured, each room a tableau of madness frozen in time. The decaying furniture and peeling wallpaper seemed to whisper tales of despair. Every creak of the floorboards, every distant echo heightened our sense of unease. We were intruders in a place that time had forgotten, and the asylum was not about to let us forget it.
Panic welled up, choking my throat. The air was thick with fear, every breath a struggle. My heart pounded in my chest, a relentless drumbeat echoing in the silence.
We ran, scrambling back through the asylum's labyrinthine corridors, the Shadow Man's presence dogging our heels. Every turn seemed to lead us deeper into the darkness, the walls closing in around us.
The exit, once so close, was now lost to us, the asylum seeming to twist and turn around us, determined to keep us trapped within its grasp. The walls seemed to shift, the hallways morphing into an endless maze.
We're trapped. The realization hit us like a cold wave, freezing us in place. The asylum was alive, a malevolent entity that thrived on our fear.
The Shadow Man, he's not just a ghost, he's the embodiment of this place's evil. His presence was a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked within these walls.
And he's coming for us. His footsteps echoed in the distance, a haunting reminder that our time was running out. We could feel his cold breath on our necks.
We need to escape, but the way out is sealed. Every door we tried was locked, every window barred. The asylum was a fortress, and we were its prisoners.
We're trapped, and time is running out. The walls seem to close in, the darkness growing thicker. We had to find a way out before it was too late.